Hello everyone, this is Graveyard of Empires, and today we're going to be doing the British Raj. Nah, I'm just kidding, we're going to be doing Iraq because I'm a Hatless Spider and I love inflicting pain on myself. For your entertainment, Iraq is the weakest out of all four that did get focus trees in this DLC. And not only that, we're going to be doing the weakest path for Iraq as well. But don't worry, I've got a plan. We're going to make this weak path incredibly strong. And it's actually, I think, going to end up better and stronger than any other path that you can even do. So you can be excited for that. Now, these focuses are actually pretty decent. You get a lot of PP depending on what you do. We'll have to launch the Revolt and get a civil war that way. We can get some more mills, more civs. We get more recruitable population. This one is actually really good. Ankara Treaty Rejected. That's going to give us 10% more division attack. That's actually huge. And of course the division defense as well. That's very good. We can get some war goals, and then we can finally get down to United Kurdistan, and that's going to give us even further buffs to our nation at that point. Now we do start with quite a few debuffs here. We have Royal Iraqi Army, we have Agrarian Society, which is giving me flashbacks to Greece. Maybe even worse than what Greece has. Anglo-Iraqi Treaty, less political power, less stability, less political power once again, less stability. But we do get a little bit of Brown Party ideology support here, so that is going to be helpful to us. So grab these 3 units here right off the bat, and let's just delete them. We don't really need those guys. We're going to do 2 on guns. We're going to add the MIO here. We're going to start building a mill. We'll build it up here in the north. That's where Kurdistan lies. That is where our core will be. So that will be where our rebellion will be as well. So we want to build anything that we're going to build up there in that region. And as far as what else we need to do here, let's do machine tools, I think, and let's do transport plane. This is going to be a very important tech, and that will be for reasons that you can probably guess. But yeah, reasons. I won't explain all of that yet. All right, and we can get going here. So we have nothing to do except focuses. We're going to be rushing down to launch a revolt. So we need to get the Kurdistan Democratic Party. We don't want to do Seek Soviet aid. This one is better. Even though this one takes longer, it is 70 days versus 35 days, and you only actually need to do one of these. This one is going to be very important that we do this. And once again, that's for reasons. You'll see later. Now, the other one actually gives some change in popularity of communism, and that would be a bad thing. We don't want that. So that's why we're going the other way there. Now, this is a little bit of a weird new event because it says there's a Palestinian revolt, but if you look here, there's still just a puppet. Like, nothing actually happened. They have no divisions. There's just nothing. So I don't really understand what that is. Maybe this will be more fleshed out later. I'm not sure. But yeah, at least right now, the Great Palestinian Revolt, it doesn't seem very great. We finished up Kurdistan Democratic Party, and we're just going to go straight to launch a revolt. This will be 35 days. Now, before that finishes, we do need to actually ban democracy. So we have about 10% democracy support now. We do need to ensure that that is banned. If we forget to do that, it's going to be bad news bears. Yeah, so we still have the unit. It took about 50% of the equipment that we had stocked up for it, but it's fine. We'll have enough regardless. All right, and we just finished the research for the transport plane. So that's another important research done. I'm going to go improve machine tools here, and we need to start producing transport plane as soon as we can. So I'm actually just going to delete this out, and then once we have mills again, we'll be able to produce those. All right, and as far as these guys, I mean, we don't really need a front line. We just need to manually move these guys around. So I'm going to move them like that, and we're going to keep going down here. We do need these 2 mills very desperately, so we're going to do that right away. And we have 150 PP yet again. Do we want to spend something right now? Yes, we do. So currently we are 70% of the brown ideology. That is important. Now, if we had not banned democracy, we wouldn't have over 60% of the brown ideology. And therefore we wouldn't be able to do this. So we're going to hold that national referendum right away. And look at that. We've got Rashid Ali Al-Gailani. So now we just need to do some micro here. We got to move our troops around. We got to take some stuff. We want to win this as fast as possible. So we're going to micro it like so. Oh, and I guess we can apply a general too. Why not, right? It doesn't matter too much. We're mostly just moving around the enemies anyways. And, oh, look. Wasn't that our old leader? It was. So we just axed him, but now he's a general or a field marshal. So not too bad for him. And there's Baghdad. That does give us a mill. So we're going to put that on transport plane instantly. Move that up to 4 because we do have a total of 2 mills currently, but that's going to move up soon. We want to make sure that we hold all the large cities. We're continuing to move in and take stuff, and they will soon be capitulated. Now, one of the cool things about this is you actually do get cores on all of Iraq, despite Kurdistan doesn't actually have core claims on the whole thing. This was the only core that Kurdistan actually had, and we had a claim on Baghdad, but that was it. So pretty cool that we still get everything. Now, I didn't actually use that extra unit, but if you had been smarter than me, you could have had an extra unit for that fight. Doesn't really matter in the end. I mean, we were able to pretty easily win, but yeah, just keep that in mind. So currently we have a deficit. We have 0 aluminum and 0 rubber. Now I'm going to fulfill the larger deficit that we have here, so we can import from France. Sure, that's fine. So we're going to get a little bit of aluminum. That way we can produce slightly better. Now this will mean that we are not constructing anything, but that's not a big deal. The biggest thing is that we have as much efficiency as possible so that we can produce as many of these transport planes as quickly as we can. All right, now that I'm thinking about something, we need another tech, and I probably should have done this instead of doing improved machine tools in the first place, because we really need to get paratrooper tech. That is highly important. We do have some XP here. I'm going to do one thing real quick. We're just going to create a new division. We're going to do a mobile division, cavalry. That'll be just fine. We can use this for garrisons eventually as well. We're going to train like 6 of these. I can do even more. Okay. Didn't expect that. All right. Well, we can do up to 9. Let's just do 8. That'll be fine. All right. And we're going to train these down here in Basra because these will be getting shipped off to Europe here. These other 3, we're just going to keep right there for good measure, kind of as a defense force for us eventually. All right, we finished up form the Peshmerga. Now, next we need to do decouple from the pound. This is going to give us 2 civilian factories as well as switch us to free trade. Both of those are very good. And then on top of all of that, we also get less consumer goods factories. So that's going to be very helpful. Okay, we can dump these divisions out. We're going to dump those out right away. Put them in a new general, all of them. There we go. Okay. And now we're going to put them on a garrison order, and specifically to garrison air bases. So we're going to put them here in Essen. Now you can probably see what I'm planning here. If you have been playing this game for a while, you know what's going on here a little bit. But I'm not going to spoil it just yet. All right, so we once again have 150 PP. I think this time I'm going to take this guy, Tawfiq, because I want to get even more political power gain. Now we are going to need to do a justification somewhat soonish. And we're going to do that against Syria when we do. But yeah, now we don't even have the PP to do that. All right, we are officially now decoupled from the pound. Next, I'm going to do the Kurdish army. We can do this, and then we can actually get another mill if we do strengthen the infantry here. All right, it's time to start our justification here. So we're going to justify on Syria. We're going to justify for the retake core state specifically. It's only going to take 120 days and only 24 political power. So actually quite cheap and fairly fast too. And you can see this is going to put us at war with France. So now maybe you see what my idea is here. Let's actually, let's set up our transport planes here. They will be needed. But of course we still need 43 more. So we got to keep scooting on these, build as many as we possibly can. Now, since we have 2 other civilian factories now free, I'm going to keep importing. Doesn't matter too much who we choose here. So I'm just going to stick with France on the aluminum, and that will fix all of our deficits there. So now we will be getting much better efficiency and better production values as well. All right, so like I said, we are going to go ahead and do strengthen the infantry. And let's go ahead and do improved worker conditions. That will hurt our factory output, but in the end, we're going to have much better stability, and eventually we'll even have a bonus to our factory output. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and get political loyalty done. And before that, I'm going to hire another general, and then I will do that, because the generals that we get after doing that are going to be subpar. So, I mean, they'll still be usable. It's just, yeah, nowhere near as good, but that will help our stability as well. All right, so we got the Sadabad Pact. Now, we do not want to do this. We do not want to say yes, even though that political power is tempting. We don't want it. We're gonna take the war support, because eventually we're going to be going to war with Turkey, and you have to realize Turkey now controls some of our cores. So we cannot allow that to happen, right? We need to rescue our kinsmen that exist within their territory, and we have to take vengeance on Turkey as well, of course. All right, our justification is done, but we're not going to declare war yet because we're not ready. So currently we have 27 of the 50 that we need, and so yeah, we need more. We gotta wait. But we did get paratrooper tech, so let's go ahead and make the division that we're going to be using to paradrop our enemies. So here's a 2 width, and we're gonna go ahead and switch all of these guys over to that 2 width. All right, so we are kind of close here to 150 pp. I think what I'm gonna do is just wait the 10 days or whatever we need to get the 150 pp. So there we go, and let's go ahead and switch to war economy now. Then we'll take a focus. So I'm thinking, let's do the research slot. It's gonna be huge for us. Let's do that right now. And we're still waiting here. We're at 31, so not too bad. All right, we got the extra research slot. Let's get women in the military. Gonna go progressive here in Iraq and Kurdistan. All right, so we're getting close here. We have 3 more that we need, so we're incredibly close. Actually, it's 2 more. What did I just do? 1 more, and there we are. We made it. All right, we're finally there, boys. So July 23rd is when we got it done. I did start importing some more after I went war economy, so that we could ensure that we had full efficiency. And I actually even just only had a deficit of 2 on the rubber, but I was like, yeah, why not? Might as well just import it. So I'm gonna cancel the imports now because we are about to go to war, and going to war, they're not gonna keep selling this stuff. All right, let's set up this stuff here as well. So who should we use? It doesn't matter too much, I think. Here, let's use this guy. We'll give him the infantry expert. Actually, you know what? No, we don't want to use him. This guy has commando, which is going to be useful for paratroopers. So yeah, we'll use that guy. And let's set up our drops. So what we're going to do is first Orleans, or Orleans. I'm always pronouncing that the American way, and it makes people salty. Tours. And third, we're going to hit Paris. And I'm going to leave the rest of them just completely unassigned. They're not going to be doing anything. All right, so we're good to go. And let me show something here real quick. You're going to see that the independence of France is guaranteed by Belgium. So Belgium is actually going to join in on this war. But it's not so bad, because actually Belgium is pretty easy to capitulate now as well. And I'll show that here in a second. So here we go. We're going to do the first paradrop. I mean, we're going to do it, but once I declare war. There we go. Yeah, might have been forgetting something there. All right, first drop is go. Second drop, third drop. All looks good. And let's verify here. Oh, well, that's new. Last time I did this, that was enough. Let's go for Lyon. That should do it. All right, and we really don't need 5 on this anymore. I'm gonna tone that down. Let's do 3 on artillery. Let's go down to 2 on that, and 3 on artillery, and then a whole bunch on guns. Gonna need a lot of guns here. All right, so 1 more drop. Let's see it, and that should do the trick then. No, that doesn't do the trick. All right, one more, guys. What should we hit this time? Calais is a good one, but there's usually troops around there. Vichy would probably be fine. Dijon would be fine. Troyes, Reims, pretty much any of these should work fairly well. Yeah, there we go. Bye, France. All right, that's one down. So you can see we're at war with Belgium now, so they will be pushing into this territory. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab all of these. We're going to give them a railroad order and on up to our drop zone again. Just in case we want to drop again. I mean, we shouldn't need more than the three divisions that we still have there. But just in case, you know, we're going to have them available. But we're going to give it like a day or two for Belgium to start walking out of these cities and into the French territory. So that's what's going to happen here. They're going to be moving troops. Yep, you can see a little bit of movement there. That's good. That's probably good enough right there. And now we're going to do another drop. So first we're going to hit Antwerpen. Second, going for Brussels. And third, we're going for Liège. All right, so let's see how this will work. Drops. Okay, we do have control of Antwerpen, which is good. That's what we want to see. So Germany wants to join in. We do not want them to join in. We don't want them to get any war score. That would be bad for us. All right, and third drop is a no-go. We did get a city, though, so there you see. Boom. Look at that. Now Belgium's gone. It's very silly, but I love it. So we're going to do a justification against Italy, and it's going to be 40 days. That's perfectly okay. All right, so now we're just going to finish out this war. Doesn't really matter. There it goes. And we got some stuff to do. We're going to have to puppet Free France. We're going to do... Well, before we do that, though, we're going to take this state because it does have 5 naval dockyards. Same thing with Var. This one has 3. That gives us a total of 8 at our dispense. Okay, and after that, we're going to puppet Belgium, we're going to puppet France, and we're going to puppet the Belgian Congo. And we're also going to do war reparations. We're going to do resource rights in all of those areas as well. Then we're going to take the fleet, and on top of that, we need to make sure that we get all of North Africa to ourselves. We'll need all of Syria, and yeah, that's basically going to be it. But we're going to take the rest of the French colonies for ourselves as well. Just we're going to do mainland France and Corsica to them. All right, so there we go. We have what we want here. We got all of North Africa. We took all the rest of the French colonies as well. We made a nice puppet here in the Belgian Congo. And of course, Belgium and Belgian Congo will still have synergy with each other. And once again, we have 150 PP. Let's take another advisor. I want to get the advisor that's going to help us justify faster. Where is that guy? Okay, so the German Pan-Arabist is who we want here. That's going to reduce our justify war goal time by 15%. Definitely going to be helpful. So our troops are ready here. Well, somewhat ready. But they have a long way to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them all here in Beirut. That way they're next to a port. We can get them up into the region where we actually want them in as fast as possible. And we need to start training these guys too. I don't know why I wasn't training them before, but yeah, make sure they're all training. That's going to be highly important. And I'm going to train more of these units then as well. Since they're French divisions, we can get them much closer to our desired area faster. All right, so we're all set. Let's go ahead and declare war. All the divisions are set. Don't have anything else to worry about. And we have no border with Italy. Now, there is potentially where they could do a naval invasion. So we may want to have like a few troops, or at least one troop, I would say, queued up. Just in case they do decide to go crazy on us. So let's do that. We'll just do a single troop. We can at least defend Baghdad. Troops are getting ready up here, so let's declare war. And then we're going to do a justification against Austria. So now that justification is only going to take 10 days because of that advisor that we took. So that is very nice. Very cheap justification. All right, so let's stop training these guys. I know they didn't train for super long, but every little bit will help. And Germany wants to join the war. I'm not going to let them just yet. And I'm not actually going to call France into the war yet as well. Yeah, it's not really going to be too helpful to us to do that yet. All right, we should be ready to call France into the war now. Let's go ahead and do that. I just dumped a few more of the French divisions that we were training out, and we have 2 extra divisions as well. So we're going to apply them somewhere over here. It doesn't really matter too much where. All right, so we're all set here. We're ready to declare war on Austria. We will have to call Germany in. That is going to be important. All right, we're about to win this. We just need Salzburg. So we just need to make a push for that. Other than that, though, I mean, I think we can move all of these 24 divisions down into the south. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's have all of those come down here. And while Italy is weak in that territory specifically, we need to start pushing and pressuring this region. If we don't do that fast enough, it's going to be bad news, because we need to do that fast. We need to take all these mountain nasty territories before they can properly put troops up there and stop us. So that's going to be key. Speed is the key here. And there goes Austria. That was nice and quick. We have the lion's share of the points here, so let's see what we can get. We're going to try to get away with as much as we possibly can. All right, so we're looking great. Very happy with that. So we just need to get the rest of the troops all down here, and we're going to keep pushing. So I'm going to make a new order with the field marshal and defensive line. Tell them to go. Of course, we need to make sure that it's aggressive. Tell them to go. All right, so we got a large percentage of troops just kind of stuck up here. So we're going to be in really good shape. Germany is actually fighting some Italians down here. That's good. Except I don't love Germany getting a whole lot of war score in this, but it kind of can't be avoided. We really needed Germany's help. We weren't really strong enough to be able to do this quickly on our own. So that's why I ended up sort of conscripting them for this. So Italy still hasn't even deposed Mussolini, and they are currently at 66% towards capitulation. I'm also, like, more than likely going to be able to get into Sicily. We got Rome. We basically just need a few more of the larger cities, and they are completely cooked. Yeah, Genova still hasn't fallen, but it will be falling soon. So yeah, they are in deep trouble here, and they still haven't even deposed Mussolini. So we might actually just outright defeat them rather than having an actual puppet, which will be interesting. Don't like that. Regnal do Sud got all of the stuff that we'll need in Africa. That is gross, and they got this stuff too. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Well, it is what it is. All right, so that will do it for this. It's not terrible. I am a little bit miffed about this, but we're just gonna have to reduce Regnal do Sud down to annexed, I think, because we'll need that territory for Arabia. All right, so we do have a whole bunch of PP right now. I think we need to spend a little bit of that. We're gonna take state serves the military first, and then I'm going to go up in conscription to limited. That way we have a little bit more manpower to deal with. But we're not looking terrible at the moment. We can also take all of these forces from Regnal do Sud, and we can use these to our advantage to help us in invading. We have a couple options here. We could send this army down to try to hold. We'll need to hold kind of like a circle down to Basra if we can, and to recruit a couple more units with our last of the free manpower. Yeah, I mean, I think that'll work fairly well. All right, and I think that is the play that I'm going to go with. I'm going to just take all of the kind of dumpier troops, and which includes the French dumpy troops, and I'm just going to make like a weird circle of defense over here. So how do we want to do this? Be something like this. It's gonna be a little bit goofy, but it'll work. They'll be able to defend themselves there somewhat well against the enemies. And the biggest thing is we're gonna need to try to hold this port if we can. We could potentially try to take Kuwait to just quickly overrun it. That would be a possibility. It might be a good idea to do that, because if we can do that, it would relieve a lot of pressure. I think we're ready. Let's set up our paradrops. Right now, I just want to do Portsmouth and Dover, and that's it. And we have all of our troops on a port. So if we get either of those, we can quickly just flood into the area. So that's going to be the goal here. All right, I am ready for this. I'm a little nervous that the paradrops won't work as well as the naval invasion, since I neglected to get transport ship in time. But I think it'll work still. I think it's okay. So we're gonna do it. We got those 4 divisions ready. I've got kind of a little circle over here, just of defense. We gotta hold Baghdad against the numerous enemies that we will be having. And yeah, I think we're good here. So let's do it. We've got a war goal on Yemen that is guaranteed by Britain. So there we go. We gotta wait for Britain to join in. Hope those paradrops go off. Portsmouth wasn't actually defended, but it did have someone attacking there. So it looks like we're gonna not be able to get that, but that's okay. That's perfectly okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring everyone up We're going to go hardcore attack mode. And we also need to be doing some justifications. We need to do Turkey first. The reason for that is they can actually get Ismet Inonu eventually. So if you wait to justify them, it could hurt you very badly in the long run. And yeah, you can see they have Inonu's 5-year plan right now. So he will get hired on eventually if we wait too long. All right, we're going to be doing some convoy raiding here. And we did lose that. That's normal. All right, we need to spread out as fast as humanly possible. Need to get more ports so that we are not all cramped up. Certainly don't want to be cramped. All right, that looks good. Now, that is a big fleet, though. That is a scary fleet. They have 8 battleships in there. I think we need to disengage from this. 4 carriers, too, whereas we only have 1. Yeah, I think that's something we're going to need to run from. We are doing some damage, but they're doing significantly more than we are. So let's just get out of there. It's going to be the safest thing to do. Yeah, they were mogging our stuff, absolutely crippling our fleet. 63 destroyers. Ooh. Let's see if we can get all nice and spread out here. We need to take as much as possible, as fast as possible. So far, so good, except the fleet side. That was a rough engagement. All right, we're going to have the London region surrounded here soon. And you know what? We're actually going to have to slow down. So I'm going to tell them all to stop attacking and just going because we're going too fast right now. We don't want to win too quickly here. We do have some stuff that we need to justify on. All right, and that's all the main war goals that we needed. Let's go ahead and actually declare war on all these guys right now. Iran, Turkey, Saudi Arabia. And we're already declared war on Yemen, and Oman is in the allies, so we're good there. So the only other thing is we could do Spain. They do still have Madrid, so we could justify for that. And I believe that still has unplanned offensive as well. Last time I checked. Yeah, it does. Okay, so that might do the trick for us then. Don't need to mash that yet because I still don't want to win yet. We'll get normal Spain into the allies, and then we'll just justify on nationalist Spain as well. And then we'll just have to quickly overrun nationalist Spain after the war. Are they fascist? I think they are. Yeah, they are. Okay. And we are almost in here. Yes, beautiful. All right, let's make sure everyone got into the allies. Yeah, the main ones did. Spain did as well. So nationalist Spain is kind of a rump state a little bit. How do we want to do this? I mean, we could make a puppet. I don't think it matters too much at this point. We could basically just take everything. Yeah, I mean, I think we might as well do that, honestly. We'll just take everything for ourselves, leave nothing for anyone else. And we're going to get all the cores that we'll need for Arabia, except for the Kurdish Italy stuff. That'll be the exception there. All right. I'll see you when the peace deal's done. I just realized that nationalist Spain has a ton of points here because of the enemy Spain still having joined the allies. That's annoying. They might get a lot of stuff out of this. It is what it is. We'll be able to destroy them quickly. It's just an annoyance. Nationalist victory in the Spanish War. All right, we took a ton of stuff. National Spain really only wanted their core stuff anyways, or the stuff that will be cores for them eventually. So yeah, that was an easy enough thing. But we still need to defeat them now, so we're gonna get our entire group of troops up here on the border. And by nationalist Spain, that was nice and quick. All right, so once again, I'm just gonna take everything. Let's take their fleet too, might as well, right? And look at that, we are the dominant leaders of the world at this point. And we can't actually click the decision thanks to our good pals here in Kurdish Italy. But we do have 302 political power. We also have 2,200 convoys. So I think we're going to be okay. Let's go ahead and reduce their autonomy, and we'll go ahead and finish this up. And there we go. We have a united Kurdistan now. So we are Greater Kurdistan, but that's not going to last for too long here, unfortunately. We are going to have to get rid of that when we go to Arabia. And it is time. Everyone say bye-bye to Italy. Bye, Italy. And look at that beauty. With that, we have 55.07 million core population, which is the highest that Iraq can now achieve. As far as I know. Actually, I'm saying that with confidence, but I'm not sure if the other paths have something even bigger. Maybe they do. But this is a pretty cool path. I mean, this is a great way to get strong immensely fast. And yeah, it's pretty cool to see the Kurds rise to power and get insanely strong. So did I deliver on my promise, guys? I hope I did. I hope you guys found this fun. I hope you'll be able to replicate it if you so desire. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you to all my channel members. Thank you to all my subscribers, all my Discord members who helped me out with strategies immensely. And that'll be it. Bye guys.